Hey everybody, it's Brett from Moodstream. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the markets here and give you some updates on what I'm seeing and where I think things are finally going to start moving towards now that we see some movement coming back into the market. So here's a chart of Bitcoin as you can see. And by the way, if you like these updates, please hit like and subscribe down below and comment if you'd like to hear more of these overviews and any coins you want me to try and cover. Special thanks to Max, of course, for letting me come on and talk with you guys. So where are we? We've been bouncing around here through these recent market cycle lows. You're familiar with Juan Villaverde on the channel. He's very good at forecasting these market cycle highs and lows, which we saw coming out on November 5th, back in December 5th. And January and even January 19th was a low here. We've really been drifting sideways, though, and haven't bounced out of this region. And typically in January, it's common to see that a bit of a pullback in January and then a rip-roaring rally coming out of that sort of into February. So that's why I had this drawn here, the illustrious zigzag here, pretty accurate. What I do like about the chart is Bitcoin's above the 21-day moving average, exponential moving average in orange, in an uptrending parallel channel. I like the simple ways of TA, nothing super fancy, don't need Elliott waves and Fibonacci circles and any of those things. So in this regard, we're bullish. However, we do have some sell pressure in this block. This is our order block detector, which essentially just visualizes sell limit orders on the order books. So what we're waiting for is a break and confirmation back above 108,000. Let's call it 109, 110,000 to be fair, where we really get into price discovery zone. You know, certainly that $100,000 level has been a battleground, which was not unexpected. I've been saying that for months. I think that's where the market makers really needed to dig in and make their money for the cycle, liquidating a lot of these leverage traders around this region, because the market makers have to take the other side of the trade. If the prices are just going sky high and straight up and everyone's 100x leverage long, the market makers are going to get wrecked themselves. So with that in mind, I think we could still see some more consolidation here and finally a breakout. Typically, however, the break higher does happen sooner than later and in the early part of February. So I'm just a little cautious now with these sell blocks. I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole with that. Let's take a look at the monthly chart. Some interesting visuals here. Whereas nice bullish engulfing candles, so that's good for January, assuming that we don't sell off in the next few days. I don't think we will. And these green blocks here are money flow. So this is one of our pro indicators, the early reversal indicator, showing money flow. And what's important about this is we've seen over time the mid-range of that money flow has been tested, but not broken on the monthly time frame. So that would signify that this 82K could potentially retest, but that would probably be the low. That would maintain and hold there. However, I think probably we'd see some pullbacks in the March region. I think February is going to be a nice up bullish month, and for Bitcoin and select altcoins. I don't think we're going to see a broad-based altcoin rally. I'll share some of the altcoins that I like, particularly in DeFi right now, and the DeFi sector. But all green on our radar, which is good. Green is go. So overall bullish-ish on the monthly time frame. Getting a little bit concerned here on the 2-month. If we look at the 2-month stochastics RSI and jump to a little bit longer chart, as I have a note to self, watch 2-month stochastics RSI. You know, we're on borrowed time here in that it doesn't stay at these levels forever. This is the sort of broader scale back to 2012. Certainly in 2017, we spent about 6 to 8 months up here before kind of that market cycle top was in November, December of 2017. And then the last cycle, we were only up in this kind of 90 plus region from about November 2020, and started pulling back down from that a year later, November 21, when that market top was in. So we've been at this region for a while now. We peaked up in May of 2024, or last year, and came back down a bit now. So how long will we stay up at this region? Definitely want to keep an eye on it. Certainly could extend out into, May, October, November, but that would really be kind of pushing it in terms of how long historically it's been able to stay at these overbought levels. So I'll revisit that at another time. But want to talk about a couple other things here. Here's a study that I just recreated that I had heard somewhere, which is interesting, that the market top is generally put in when the 200 simple moving average breaks above the prior cycle top. So going all the way back here when Bitcoin was at the incredibly high price of $30 at the high in 2011, pulled back the 200-week SMA. Once it broke that $30 level, it was corresponding with that market top here at around $1,200, of course, in 2013. And then later with the SMA, when it broke that $1,200 region, signified the market top here in December of 2017 at 20,000. And once again, the 200-week SMA, once it broke that 20,000 level, sure enough, it marked the top here around 670,000 in the last cycle. So it's projecting out. We could, it's just one more tool in our arsenal. We'll still be watching our signals. We'll still be watching the pi cycle top, but this will be another sort of signal when we're approaching that top region. So if we do see a rapid push up price up higher here, let's say we push up to 150K or so, and that SMA starts coming up, again, this is on a weekly time frame. Let's say that it pushes above 70K over around in this area, let's see, about November of 2025. So it's, October, November 2025, it puts us in that time frame we would be expecting to top out. And price wise, it could do a number of things. I think we probably push up into around the 150K region and then see a bit of a pullback. I have covered this before. This is if you're new here and haven't seen this before, this is my path to 150K, 200K Bitcoin and the 11 factors that could get us there. Mostly it's based on a Fibonacci, the same one that projected the last cycle high, right from the 2017 high to low, pushed out over to the right. The 3.618 was that last market cycle top, and that upthrust, that Wyckoff upthrust after distribution. And I'll just put that back to where it was originally. So similarly, on a Fibonacci time and price basis from the 70K high to the 16.5 low projected out, we could see a 200,000 Bitcoin if it again hits and gets to that 3.618 Fibonacci. And it certainly could. The 1.618, interestingly enough, was right at 100,000. So we've hit that. We pulled back. We're kind of back above it, retesting 100K. So that next target is 150,000. And again, I think we could see that relatively quickly. This blue bars pattern is the same bars pattern as the prior cycle, just stretched out a bit for time, but showing that we could push up to around 150K as early as February and early March. And then I think a pullback would be likely. Arthur Hayes, of course, just coming out with an article saying that he's changed his mind. He thinks we are headed into some economic chaos here. But I think the momentum's here. I think we push up to around that 148K, 150K region end of February. Then some kind of a retracement back, maybe come back down to 112,000 for our standard bull market sort of 30% retracement. So if we were to draw that, and these trading view tools are a little bit temperamental sometimes. So here we go, 26%. We could see 30% retracement. Even a 34% would be coming back to the $100,000 range. But we have to keep in mind, we could also see 50% retracements. This is that red line as the worst case scenario. And we would still be in bullish market structure if we pushed up to 150K and then had a full 50% retracement. That would still put us down around 75K to retest the old highs. Okay, hasn't been retested. thoroughly. So, I mean, that's still on the table, you guys. So I will be suggesting taking profits in that 150K region on Bitcoin, waiting for some kind of a pullback, whether it's a small one to retest 110, 112K, or a deeper correction down into retest this trend line around 75K. Both are possible, with it then potentially raising up to the 200K levels toward the end of the year. Of course, following the blue pattern, we would see a less steep correction, maybe a 25% correction, and then pushing up to 200K, maybe just getting up a little shy of it. Summertime, I think it's going to be a bit weak. We saw that in 2021 and 2022. So summertime doldrums, and the old saying, when in May, go away, the old Wall Street adage. But really ramping up into the spring Q3, Q4 of 2025 to complete the 4-year cycle and pushing up as high as 200K. Certainly could see an overthrow to 250K-ish based on the country's strategic reserves. But, I think there's going to be a lot of profit taking in these levels, and so that could certainly temper that. Don't want to get into too deeply, but these are the 11 factors that could take us to those levels, and you guys have seen this before. The only ones I've changed. So number 6, I've changed it to U.S. and country adoption as a reserve currency. We have not yet seen this implemented in the U.S., but President Trump has been saying that will happen. And just yesterday, Czechoslovakia saying also it wants to spend billions of euros to buy Bitcoin as a reserve currency. The way to think of these 11 factors is that each one of these could act like a smoldering campfire that, if ignited, could turn into a big blaze that would be impossible to put out, with all of these factors, including the BRICS de-dollarization, corporate FOMO, country FOMO, reserve currency, post-halving, reduced miner supply selling, less available exchange supply. I just heard that there is dwindling supply on the OTC desks, so we could see a supply shock here anytime, as well as political support in favor. We know that this is now a check mark. The new administration, I guess I'll update this, new administration, very pro-crypto, and let me just copy paste that and put it here. So as these confirm, I'm turning them to green check marks, and some of them are still not confirmed but rumors. But we've been following this study since 2023, and maybe even earlier than that. I forget. I think it was in 2023 we started doing this. Also, flight to quality, pension funds starting to allocate potentially into Bitcoin. So these are all the reasons why Bitcoin could certainly run up to these levels. So we've covered that. I did want to just touch on the USDT study that I was doing, inversely related to Bitcoin. And so when we see USDT bouncing off of this trend line since 2018, when this happened, when money was going back into Tether, it was coming out of the crypto markets, inversely related. So here, the market top in September 20, and again down here, when we pushed off of the lower trend line, money went into stable coins. This was the sort of June, July 2021. And where the market started to roll over into the bear market here. So basically, how to read this? We are in good shape. Kind of when U.S. Tether dominance breaks above this 4.75% area, that's when we're kind of in concerned that money's flowing out of the markets, out of total market cap 1, 2, and 3, and to stable coins and Tether. But this all fits very much in line with where I think things could land. This is, of course, an overlay of the prior cycle. So we could chop around here along this uptrending trend line on Tether dominance, but then seeing that midsummer here, March here, see the dates, March into April, May, June, for that summer correction, money flowing out of the markets into stable coins, into Tether, and then kind of pulling back down again, money coming back into crypto out of Tether into this September, October, November region, and then the bear market, then money just leaving crypto markets, going back into stables. And if I were to put on and add to this the total market cap, which I'll do there, you can see that inverse relationship of that, not the blue line, but that's the price action over here. But we can see inversely related total market cap when it peaked was when total Tether dominance was at these lower points, right? So inversely related, and that would coincide with this and total market cap, of course, at all-time highs in this region now as Tether down along this trend line. So we would expect reversion to the mean as these things came back down, which is what we've seen in the past. So that's a bit advanced. Let's hop over to some coins here, and then let's give you guys some ideas on what we see happening as far as total market cap. Pushing up, still sell resistance in this $3.6 trillion level in aggregate. So having some trouble, this bull flag breakout not happening yet. And this is from sell pressure on Bitcoin and really Ethereum. If we look at total market too, Ethereum also we can see, and I know by the Ethereum chart, a lot of sell pressure. It has not really participated for a number of reasons. Just pulling ETH here, lots of sell pressure at overhead at 3,600 and up above on these charts here. So kind of coming back around. It's still in a downward trending channel. We can see from total market cap too that it's just lots of sell pressure above in the overall markets as well. So ETH underperforming because it's not generating that revenue from the NFT sales and from meme coins. Solana stealing the thunder, all that that money going in for Solana, cheap Solana transactions, and that's been a huge narrative this market cycle. So taking a look at total market 3, looks a little bit better here. We see the zigzag more than likely to play out. Has not yet broken the resistance from the last cycle here that we can see back in 2021. So I expect to see some kind of zigzag here. Alt season kind of on hold for now, and with some standouts, but kind of zigzagging, and then probably pushing up, breaking that new all-time high, retesting, but it's got to clear these sell blocks around $1 trillion, and then we could see ETH and the rest of the altcoins really start to take off. And of course, looking at the others here, let's not look at that. Let me look at total DeFi. Total DeFi, still just waiting for this bull flag breakout. And once we clear this level, I have alerts here to show that. And I think we've got a nice DeFi rally, maybe another DeFi summer. In terms of which DeFis I'm looking at here, I do like Ondo Finance, and recently recommended this to our M3 active trader group, and today in our Retire Rich group here, nice big kind of cup and handle forming. Did break to new all-time high and pulled back down below, but I have price targets on Ondo of up to $4. Really, the Fibonacci projection up over $4. So that would be more than double from current prices. Currently trading around $1.58. Not financial advice, just educational purposes only. Another one, Lido Finance, like this quite a bit here on the chart here. Nice cup and handle forming, 21-day, 50-day EMAs, breaking out of this downward parallel channel and potentially a bull flag breakout. So this was the flagpole, this would be the flag, the measured move, puts it up around 100% gains. If it's trading just over $2 now, could certainly go up to $4. That's a nice double on Lido, although longer term, I do think this has a lot more potential in terms of the DeFi space. A couple others, INJ Injective, interesting, bouncing off a lower support zone down here. You can see my note to self buy pullbacks, and that's about it. I really like Solana, so very bullish on Solana here. Certainly could push back up into this $280 range, but my targets on Solana for this cycle, $500 to $750, maybe $1,000. I think this does outperform Ethereum, which really just hasn't been very strong. And some of these others just have seen profit taking. Sui pulled back. I'm really being careful not to overextend into too many different projects, and so kind of taking it easy, bigger positions and less coins. XRP has an interesting bull flag, possibly breaking out or continuing the bull flag breakout. I would keep a tight stop loss on this, but the upside, if XRP breaks out again and pushes up to $10, that's a triple on that, and so I would certainly keep a tight stop loss, but on a risk reward ratio, it's a 28 to 1 with the tight stop loss here just around $2.80, but letting that run if it were to go much higher. So that's all I have for you guys. Quite a lot to unpack there. I'm just kind of waiting to see what the next steps are and the next phase of this market. Does it break out higher? Do we get a bull breakout? And look at that, our getting an alert, a rocket pattern forming on Bitcoin. This is one of our specific signals here that we like, and typically the rocket signifies prices about to rocket much higher, although I don't know if this was on a daily time frame or it's on a 1 hour time frame. So let's jump over and just take a look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame, and let's see. So sure enough, that 1 hour just closed. I would prefer to see it on a 4 hour, but as an explanation of this rocket signal, it looks like a bottle rocket with a fuse and rocket fuel, where you light the rocket and it shoots up in the sky. However, I would not be buying Bitcoin here. It has lots of sell pressure, as you can see with our order block detector, right in this 106K range. So some conflicting signals there. I would just suggest that if you'd like to learn more about the signals that we use, you can go over to moonstream.io and cut to max signals. So that'll redirect you to the information page for where you can get these. Definitely want to have these, you guys. We did have to just raise prices, but still discounted and a great lifetime offer. These signals can give you the edge in trading. They are the backbone of everything we do here at Moonstream. And for extra help as well, you can also go over to moonstream.io/maxcoaching for any one-on-one. If you'd like to get a free strategy session with me, you can go over to that, and that's, let's see, that's not redirecting. I need to fix that. You can go to moonstreamcoaching.com, and that is the new website. So basically, if you'd like some one-on-one help and you'd like to have help preserving your capital, maximizing your gains, there's me twice. Let me get off of that. Maximizing your gains and protecting your downside risk. Just go over, book a discovery call, strategy call with me, and on my calendar. You can do that right on this page down below. Just go here, watch this video, and you'll get all the details. So that's moonstream.io/max signals to get our trading signals, and moonstreamcoaching.com if you'd like to jump on with me. And thank you again for Max for allowing me to hop in here with you guys, here to help. We've been teaching investors since 2018 how to dominate these markets, and have been doing an excellent job in catching these swings and breakouts. So anyway, thanks everybody. Please like the video, and look forward to talking to you again soon. Cheers.